Being a peace advocate is about making the world a better place, and the world desperately needs peace. That means it needs people who are not afraid to work for peace advocacy. Peace advocates come in many forms: politicians, government officials, journalists, educators, social workers, business people, religious leaders, and a lot more. Meet Amar Bharati, an Indian sadhu who has been advocating for world peace for almost 50 years while holding up his right hand in the air without ever lowering it. Amar Bharati was a married man with 3 children and used to work as a clerk at an Indian bank in New Delhi. In 1970, he decided to quit his job and left his family in order to develop his devotion to Shiva. Shiva is the third god in the Hindu triumvirate. The triumvirate consists of 3 gods who are responsible for the creation, upkeep, and destruction of the world. The other 2 gods are Brahma and Vishnu. In 1973, to show his faith and devotion to Shiva and to militate against wars and support world peace, he chose to raise his hands and hold it up for the rest of his life. At first, he was in severe pain from doing this, but later lost all sensation in his arm and the muscles in his arms atrophied during this time. Bharati soon became quite well known around the world and was inspired by his gesture. Every time he was asked why he was doing it, he would always respond, to militate against wars and support world peace, as well as being a way to show his respect towards Shiva. It is known in India that Indian sadhus often engage in the most severe forms of penance, requiring extreme self-discipline in order to achieve liberation and enlightenment, or moksha, as the state is known in India. In a one rare interview by Indian media outlets at a ceremony, Bharati stated, "I don't ask for much. Why do we fight between us? Why is there so much hate and enmity between us? I want all Indians to live in peace. I want the whole world to live in peace." World peace is something that Hindu spirituality and holy books have focused on for ages. That is why it is said that Indians have historically had a pacifist dispensation. The world's oldest Vedic ritual, called a Thirathram, means building up of a fireplace and performing yagna overnight. It is in fact a call for world peace and protection of the environment. Penance is nothing new to Indians. The ideology of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the world is one family, as formerly mentioned, is of vital importance in the culture in general. World peace is also of utmost value for Indians, and more specifically for Hindus, Buddhists, and Jains. As for Amar Bharati, he can no longer bend his arms, as it is now merely a bony structure, and his nails have turned into spiraling claws. There's also an argument that because the blood circulation in his right hand has been completely cut off, he will never be able to lower it. While others claim that he can still in fact lower his arm if he desires but chooses not to do so ideologically. One of his acquaintance explained, "If you try to lower Bharati's hand, you will cause him real pain. Physical but spiritual, for he believes that his eternal salute does indeed promote world peace." Others explained that even physically, there is a problem with lowering the arm since the cartilage in his elbow has dried out, and therefore any movement can break his joint. Imagine how much pain he must have had to endure. It is such extreme forms of self-punishment and the motivation behind these acts. Amar Bharati is a clear evidence of the ancient Indian ideology of live and let live and the principles of world peace. Many of his followers have taken inspiration from his actions, calling it beacon of hope and even raising their own arms for years.